A good day to you all. We are the Group 2 and our task is to report on the intellectual property law. But first and foremost, what is the legislation governing intellectual property? The intellectual property law relates with regulations to preserve and execute rights of the inventors and owners of inventions such as the writing, music, drawings, and other works, which are known collectively as the intellectual property.
Now, let's define intellectual property. Intellectual property refers to mind creations such as innovations, literature and creative works, designs, symbols, names or brand names, and imagery that is utilized in commerce or business. So now, let's jump onto our topic, which is all about intellectual property law. It is a law that protects and secures the exclusive rights of creators, inventors, or scientists by addressing issues such as copyright, trademark, and patents.
The scope of intellectual property rights, patents, copyright, and trademarks, for instance, are legal mechanisms that allow individuals to obtain acknowledgement as well as economic benefit according to what they devise or create. The scope of intellectual property rights is quite broad, consisting of many aspects. Defining intellectual property rights is difficult because globalization, technology, and IP laws are constantly changing. In general, intellectual property is a concept that consists of a grouping of rights designed to protect the ownership of patents, trademarks, inventions, and works of art and literature.
Republic Act 8293 is an act prescribing the Intellectual Property Coder and establishing the Intellectual Property Office, providing for its powers and functions and for other purposes. The state recognizes that an effective intellectual and industrial property system is vital to the development of domestic and creative activity, facilitates transfer of technology, attracts foreign investments, and ensures market access for our products. It shall protect and secure the exclusive rights of scientists, inventors, artists, and other gifted citizens to their intellectual property and creations. The use of intellectual property bears a social function to promote the diffusion of knowledge and information, to streamline administrative procedures of registering patents, trademarks, and copyright, to liberalize the registration on the transfer of technology, and to enhance the enforcement of intellectual property rights in the Philippines.
So when we say intellectual property law, is an act providing the intellectual property code and establishing intellectual property office, proving for its own powers and function, and for other purposes. So here's the part of the law. The part 1 is the intellectual property office, part 2 the law of patents, part 3 the law on trademarks, service marks, and trade names, part 4 the law on copyright, and lastly the part 5, the final provision.
The intellectual property rights under the Intellectual Property Code are as follows: copyright and related rights, trademarks and service marks,
Geographic indications, industrial design,
Patents, layout designs of integrated circuits, and
Protection of undisclosed information.
The agency of the government in charge of the implementation is the Intellectual Property Office, which is divided in 6 bureaus. So the first one is the Bureau of Patents,
the second one is,
Bureau of Trademarks,
third is the,
Bureau of Legal Affairs,
next is the Documentation Information and Technology Transfer Bureau. The fifth is,
Management Information System and EDP Bureau.
and lastly,
Administrative, Financial, and Personnel Services Bureau.
All in all, the government acknowledges the importance of an efficient intellectual and industrial property system in fostering domestic and creative activity, facilitating technology transfer, luring foreign investment, and guaranteeing market access for our goods. For the durations specified by this law, it shall safeguard and maintain the exclusive rights of scientists, inventors, artists, and other talented individuals to their intellectual property and creations. This is especially true when their creations are beneficial to the public. And that concludes our report. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.